Yeah. Whoa. You're not dancing this evening, Dr. Chris.
I wanted to give you the shine because you're returning.
I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
I have finally. The Apter has returned to UnSKripted.
Yes, indeed. It's always good to have you back, Bill Apter. How are you, man?
Good show last week, by the way.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
You always have, when I'm on the road, you always have other compelling guests on. So
thank you, man.
You know how to draw out to get the best emotion from them, no matter what the wrestling topic is.
Yes,
what did they say? No, I'm just kidding. I had to go right into for you older viewers, I had to go right into my Jerry Lewis. What did they say?
Very nice.
Yes.
All right. Let's do it, man. How you feeling?
Yeah,
What's going on? What's
good.
new?
I'm good. I'm wonderful. Willie's feeling good. Got my SICW Southern Illinois Championship Wrestling hoodie on. Big convention coming in one of the weekends in May that Teddy Long and Mac Davis and 60 other people will be at. So looking forward to seeing some of you unscripted people down there. St. Louis, Missouri, if you will. So Jey Uso, he wasn't going to do it. He's laying there at Monday Night Raw saying, I shouldn't. And then he finally said that he was going after Gunther.
Yes.
Okay. So I've got two theories on that. My first one is he going to make
Austin?
It?
Oh, okay.
What's that?
You said you had two theories. You said the first one is, and I said Austin.
I got you. Okay.
Yes.
Austin, Texas, or Stone Cold. But anyway, so I'm wondering if Jey Uso does make it to WrestleMania, because there's a lot of Bloodline members that would like to do away with him. If he makes it to WrestleMania, do you think Mr. the Yeet Man, and that's so cool. I love his entrance when he's with the kids, especially. Those kids that he does that with will never forget that.
I agree.
Just beaten right into their good memories there. So since Gunther has beaten Jey Uso so often, so many times already, is this his comeuppance? I think win or lose, he's still going to be loved by everybody, but you think they're going to put the world title on him, right?
I do. Yes, I do. I agree. First of all, I agree with you 100%. I thought about that yesterday during Raw. I said, man, these kids, I think that the constant every week yeet, I think is getting a little dull. I think you want to save a little bit of the novelty of it by doing. I mean, now it's starting to be like 5 minutes long.
Oh yeah,
I was like starting to get a little bit too long. But I did think also, I said, man, these kids. I mean, like it doesn't matter it doesn't matter what we think. These two little kids that were able to be a part of this tonight, they'll never forget that. So,
absolutely.
I do think that Jay's going to win the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania.
Jimmy Snuka would say, "It was lovely, brother." Yeah. So, yes, I think that's going to happen unless they decide on a swerve and they have Solo or Jacob or somebody. By the way, one of the Eagles players did that last night after the game. Yeah. Well, what does Prince Nana have to do with this?
You just said swerve. You said unless there's a swerve.
Oh, I got it.
Come on, man. Come on.
I got it.
Come on. I missed you, Bill. I got you
it.
and your one-liners, man. You need to come on, man. Come on.
I haven't been on my tick crack all day.
Yeah, there you go.
So if he makes it there, I do think he will beat Gunther. But now I have another theory about something. All right, you ready for this? You ready?
Sure.
John Cena.
Ready for anything? You have the alphabet.
Pedro Morales. I am ready for any kind of action, baby.
There you go.
You're getting all my stuff in tonight, huh?
I mean, hey, man, it's a catalog. There's a catalog for sure.
I mean, what would Bruno say? Well, doggone it, that two guy. Doggone it. Anyway, if you fans, by the way, would like to hear some more imitations, just hit me up in the box there and throw the names out, Dr. Crystal.
And also super chat, any comments you want on the screen, by the way. We'll get some questions.
Actually, tell them about, if you want me to do a certain voice, I do hundreds of voices. You want me to do one, it's got to be a super chat.
Yes,
how do they do that, Dr. Chris?
Just follow the prompts on YouTube or Facebook, particularly YouTube. Follow the prompts. You'll see it right on the screen. Just hit it.
Yeah, I mean, I can do this whole show in Terry Funk or Dusty Rhodes or Bruno. Or
yes, I've been weekend roommates with Bill Apter on two separate occasions.
Yeah,
and it was days of road stories and wrestling impersonations
and silliness. Yes, and decent food too.
Yeah, pretty solid food.
Yeah, especially that last place we went on. That last weekend, that pancake place, that was so good.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that was pretty good. That diner. Yeah, that was really good. That was fantastic.
Yeah. So now here's my other piece here. As you know, John Cena said that he's already earned a place in the Elimination Chamber. He doesn't have to do anything else. He's in there. Okay? So now my thinking is that CM Punk's going to win. Because the fans want to see CM Punk against Cody Rhodes. But what is stopping John Cena, since he thinks he deserves everything, from putting himself in that match as well and making it a three-way? That way, Cody Rhodes doesn't have to be pinned. He doesn't have to lose. I'm sure CM Punk wouldn't mind laying down for John Cena. Cena gets his belt, retires the belt, tournament, Cody gets it back. But there's another asterisk. Are you ready for this wild one?
Cena's going to retire the belt when?
Well, after WrestleMania, maybe.
Well, he's going to be there for the whole year. Why would he retire after WrestleMania?
Well, no. Okay. Well, then Cody wins it in a rematch somewhere down the line. I don't know. Or Cena loses it to someone who Cody gets it back from. But here's the asterisk. Are you ready for this? Nobody's mentioned this before. If Cena can put himself in the Elimination Chamber, and if that's my best impression of John Cena, and if Cena can possibly put himself in a three-way with Cody and CM Punk, what is stopping Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson from saying that, well, if Cena can do that, I'm on the board of directors. This is now going to be a four-way. This puts The Rock in the main event on one of the nights with the other two guys. This is my fantasy matchmaking, so to say. But this gets The Rock in there. He doesn't have to win the title, but you get he and Cena face to face. You get Punk and Cody face to face. It's all happening at once.
Wow.
What do you think? Interesting?
If it was realistic, yes, it would be interesting.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely not. Well, I'm not going to say it's not realistic because you never know what kind of Strickland they're going to do with. I love it. The Prince Nana. Yeah. Great guy. Great guy. I knew him back in ECWA in Delaware. Great guy. Yes. So what do you think is going to happen in the Elimination Chamber? Do you think it's going to be Punk that's coming out as the challenger, which I'm hoping would be because I really want to see Punk and Cody? Or do you think that Cena is going to win it?
I think Punk's going to win it. It just makes sense to me if Punk's going to win it. Okay, let's say this. Let's say this. There's a couple of things there. I think that Punk should win it.
Yeah.
But I do think that Punk and Cena both have like high stakes because this is Cena's last year.
Yes.
So you think that he'd have a prominent spot at WrestleMania just because this is his last Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Or is that the hook enough for John Cena to have a prominent spot? There's a couple things that we can run with this here. So CM Punk, I can see him winning because I don't see CM Punk having a huge spot left. I don't think he has much time left. I mean, like he'll be 47 this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just don't think that he has much time left in the business to have big main event marquee moments, left in WrestleMania, especially from a main event championship standpoint. So Cody versus Punk, I can see that happening some way. Now, you can also have John Cena win, which would make sense as well because this is his last.
What is this, a three-way now you're talking about?
So I'm thinking that either you have Punk Cody, or you have Cody versus Cena. So Cena wins, Cody Cena. That's a marquee match. I'm not like storyline wise, and I don't see the tie-ins that will get someone.
You can't see that.
Yeah, I can't see that. But what you could do is you could have Cena win, Cody Cena, and then we have this favor that's still around with Paul Heyman, and somehow CM Punk gets in the match in the three-way. You could do that. You got three baby faces. You got Cody, Cena, Punk.
Yeah.
I
think Cena would come across as a heel. And if there was a three-way, I think they're going to boo him.
No, I don't think you do that because especially since Cena is, Cena's. This is like everybody. This is like the feel-good year for Cena. Like this is it for Cena. Cena's like ultimate babyface. The only thing that could work with that is kind of like a passing the torch type of angle, because 2002, like 2005 was like Cena era, and like Cena started to really run WWE, and then one of his biggest feuds was CM Punk toward the latter part of CM Punk's career.
Right.
So it was kind of like a passing the torch moment between, of course, we saw the Summer of Punk. That was a feud between him and Cena. And so now you could do a kind of like a passing the torch type of feud. You go from Cena to Punk to now Cody is the face of WWE. So that could make, like, you could throw a lot of good production to get our feelings, get our interest in that. It's just going to be difficult across the board though, because you're only going to have 2 months to build something WrestleMania quality. I just don't know why. Like, I just don't see a lot of interest in 2 months of build, and whoever wins is going to be a brand new feud heading into WrestleMania.
I mean, do you see, and everybody's asking this, do you see Dwayne Johnson becoming part of the main picture of either night of WrestleMania?
No way. I don't see.
You don't think after Elimination Chamber that he's going to make his presence known? I don't mean that night. I'm talking about after Elimination Chamber is finished. I can't see him not being there.
I heard in December that they aren't booking as if he's going to appear, and I think that and that was 2 months ago. And from what I heard as of today, there's still no one internal. There's not any internal plans that for him to be there. I think that basically was sealed up last month. I mean, he comes out, cuts a promo on the debut of Netflix, Raw on Netflix, cuts a babyface promo. Now, mind you, last year he was just whooping Cody Rhodes with the Mama
Oh, he
Rhodes
was the hot
belt. You
heel.
know,
Yeah.
he just an incredible heel, final boss, did all of that. One of probably the best heel in all of the first quarter of WWE at that time last year.
Agreed.
Really did amazing heel work. Come back 9 months later, cuts a "I love you, pal." You know, like
Yeah,
I love
totally out of
you.
character as to what
Yeah, I
he
mean,
was
like
last
Cody's
year.
great. He's the flagship of the WWE, and he's great. Little slight Mama Rhodes joke, just to kind of draw a little bit of a chuckle, but hugging, sharing,
Oh, yeah.
alcohol together backstage, giving Roman Reigns the Ula Fala. He just killed two stories in one night on January 6th.
No, I agree, but I'm wondering, they could
I think
play
it was
on it.
clear. I think it was clear that The Rock basically was saying, "Hey, see you next year," like type of deal.
Or is this a whole, I'm going to say swerve again. Go for it. Thank you. Or is this a swerve where everybody's like, oh, this is what The Rock's going to be like. And then, boom, he comes out back as the heel again.
But, this is why I love Bill Apter. They don't do swerves anymore, Bill. What's the last swerve that happened?
True, but maybe
WWE doesn't.
it's
They don't
time
really
for one.
spend the time to swerve
Time
anymore.
for one.
It's not a
It really
swerve.
is.
Yeah,
Time for
they
one.
don't swerve. That's AEW. They don't swerve anymore, Bill. That's AEW's job. I just don't see it, man. There's no swerve. WWE doesn't swerve. And why
They
would
should.
why would you swerve? How would it be a swerve if you just cut a promo congratulating Cody Rhodes, congratulating Roman Reigns? How can you come out of that within less than 2 months of a build? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't
They
see
could do it 2 weeks in a row and just have The Rock doing something on TV that turns the whole thing around, that Cody Rhodes and all of you could believe what was going on, but you shouldn't have believed it. And boom.
I think the problem is that he may get babyface. He may get pops, man, because people are cooling off on Cody. And like the "We Want Cody" movement was a thing last year. It's definitely not a thing this year. And I do think that, people wanted to push against the establishment. That's what a lot of fans are about these days. They wanted to push against the establishment.
Yes.
That's the reason why nowadays, now the "We Want Cody" movement is starting to become Drew McIntyre as of the past, as of today, in the past couple of days. I made a report today and it blew up, and now everybody's tagging "We Want Drew." You know what I mean? It's just like pushing the establishment is a fan's thing to do nowadays. Cody Rhodes was that guy last year, and it worked. Cody isn't that guy again this year.
Well, did you notice?
I don't think The Rock would be jeered against Cody, though.
Did you notice when Cody and Punk had that face-to-face, that a lot of the fans just went right over to CM Punk, so to say, and they're cheering there. I thought that would be an excellent night for Cody Rhodes to become the American Nightmare, that a heel turn that night. I was waiting for it. It was probably, and I think it might have been, if it just turns out to be Punk and Cody, which I don't think it will be. I don't think it's going to be a mixed reaction. I think Punk is going to be the babyface in that thing. That crowd, that WWE Universe crowd, cannot at this point get enough of CM Punk. He can do and say whatever he wants. They love him.
Well, sometimes he gets booed when Seth cuts promos.
Yeah, rare though.
I think there's been a few. There's been a couple of times where he's got a little. He's definitely over. I mean, I agree with you 100%. I mean, he's definitely cheered. He's not unanimously cheered all the time though. When he was mentioning Roman Reigns' name, people were chanting OTC, so they were having some moments over CM Punk. But that's the thing with pro wrestling fans nowadays in bulk. Bill, I think at the end of the day, man, it's just people just they don't know what they want when it comes to pro wrestling nowadays. And I do think that the pro wrestling fans has been conditioned to have that type of mindset of just kind of fluctuating, not knowing what they want. I do think it's pro wrestling creative. I do think it's their job to condition the fans of who's the good guy, who's the bad guy.
Sure, it always has been pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, you would know this. I mean, as far as just, that's what you do. And I said this. I said this in the previous show with Vince and I before. I said one of the biggest things I see within pro wrestling nowadays is that the fans control the wrestlers versus back in your day and back in the old school days, the wrestlers controlled the fans. I mean, the Pavlovian effect. It was palm of your hands. I'm the baby face. Cheer me. I'm the heel. Boo me. That's basically.
Doesn't work that way anymore.
Yeah.
Actually, that fine line was defined best in the NWO era.
Yeah.
Because they were all the heels in NWO, and the fans went crazy cheering for them.
Except for when they feuded with Sting and Goldberg. But I do think in retrospect, Bill, that hurt WCW quite a bit, though.
Yeah.
In the Monday Night Wars.
It did. I mean, for a while, the NWO was the hottest thing.
Oh, it was hot. Yeah.
And when they started putting too many guys, too many jabronis.
And it was just, hey, let's ride this NWO wave for a while, and let's just let the fans. I mean, I'm at the merch still. People still buy NWO.
I know. Shirts. Oh yeah, I see people wearing it in the mall.
Absolutely, yeah. So that helped, as far as the merchandise sales are concerned. But long term, it just wasn't a lot of really good storylines that was built, because the NWO really wasn't built as a heel stable. They were just kind of like the cool kids.
Yep.
And the fact that they were the cool kids, it really didn't allow the current baby faces of the time to really shine. And so,
So who would you? So also on Raw, Dominic was talking about, well, maybe we need another member. Of the Judgment Day. Okay, so we'll look at the WWE Raw roster. Is there a guy? I love interviewing you, by the way. I know we're back and forth here, but I'd love to pick your brain here. I was looking for somebody on that roster off the top of my head that would be really good fit in the Judgment Day. And I really couldn't come up with anybody that would fit in perfectly unless they, No, who would you think of? You seem like you have somebody in mind already.
I do. Karrion Kross, ALP was just released, and Paul Ellering was just released. Karrion Kross is just there by himself now. No more Final Testament. I think it's a great opportunity to move him over to leading the Judgment Day.
I know.
And if Karrion Kross and Finn Balor, I think, could lead into a pretty cool match between the two, because they're bumping heads. So that's one. The other could be.
Wait, before you tell me the other.
Yep.
Karrion Kross, I knew in the Indies very well. Know him in the WWE, but I don't know if he is strong enough to fit in to the Judgment Day and become that's Karrion Kross. He's with the Judgment Day. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's
but the Judgment Day is not strong at all.
Yeah, no, I know.
I mean, JD McDonough, Dominic, who loses every match.
But he retains his heat.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
who is your
I
other
think it's
choice?
just go away heat nowadays, man.
Who is your other thought?
My other one is Aleister Black or Malachi Black.
Oh yeah. I could see that.
Yeah, although I do think that you should bring him back as a babyface though, because people are just going to cheer him.
While we're talking, you know who I could see in that Judgment Day?
Who's that?
Totally off base. Shinsuke Nakamura. They could have fun with that, with the whole language.
You would choose him over Karrion Kross?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just think there would be
I
more.
don't think so.
I think there would be more fun scenarios with Nakamura.
How so? When Shinsuke is more of a serious kind of samurai, like an evil samurai nowadays.
Yeah, I think he'd fit in there beautifully.
How so?
Want to put someone in that can bring danger in there? Who better than a samurai?
He wouldn't talk much though.
No, but just as I don't know. He could make like he doesn't know what people are talking about. I just see some.
You're going back to like Missing Link days.
Yeah, you're right.
I think the Missing Link would be perfect for the Judgment Day, but I like Shinsuke, but Shinsuke's no Missing Link. I mean, we're going back to world class.
Why need him in here? What is he? Because he's Shinsuke Nakamura.
If people saw Shinsuke Nakamura in the Judgment Day, they would laugh hysterically. I don't think Shinsuke would.
That's it. They would laugh. That's it. That's perfect.
That would be horrible for it. The Judgment Day is already a laughing stock of a faction. There's nothing. There's no equity. There's no high level of stock and equity in the Judgment Day. They need someone to lead and be serious, like a serious person who can really take. I don't think the Judgment Day. Personally, I think Rhea's good. Was good. Damian, it worked for Damian ish, but since Edge left, man, it just wasn't the same. It never got better after Edge left. The point was for it to become a better faction after Edge left or got kicked out. But I don't think it got better than when. So now you have to find someone who's at the level or could be at the level character wise as Edge, and so
put Drew McIntyre in there.
In the Judgment Day,
yeah, you got that hostile personality there. Why not?
Man, the Judgment Day needs to go away, Bill, with all these interesting, with all these wild.
Speaking about the Judgment Day, Liv Morgan, what a brave warrior after getting cut and bleeding.
Yeah,
the other night, and just staying with it. Yeah.
She's a pro, man. She's a pro. All right, man. We got some super chats, man.
Oh, let's go for it, baby.
We got Rollin $5. I predicted WWE would script CM Punk to make the Rumble Final Four until he gets the Mania main event. Punk eliminated Roman and Rollins to be in the Final Four. Yeah, cool. Good for you, Rollin. Good predictions. I think there's money in a 4-way Punk, Rollins, Seth, and Cody. Although I do think there's so much about this that's just confusing to me. Seth Rollins snaps.
Yes.
Cuts basically makes a heel turn and then doesn't make a heel turn because he comes back out to his music on the following Raw and starts cheering, dancing and cutting promos after stomping Roman Reigns' head in the night before. I mean, and now Roman Reigns is out, and now Roman Reigns is going to be probably going back for Seth Rollins.
Yep.
But Seth Rollins isn't even drawing heat. Like, he's still a babyface. He's not drawing heat. Yeah. But Roman Reigns just got outed. I mean, he basically got on injury reserve because of him. That was very heelish.
Yeah, but they're both baby faces.
Actually. It doesn't make sense to me. Why is Seth Rollins doesn't need to be a baby face because he did more heel stuff against CM Punk. Mm-hmm. He basically turned heel against Roman Reigns. He needs to drastically change his character, man. It's just
the fans want to love him. That's
The
it.
fans want to love his music. That's
Yeah,
the thing, because they boo Seth Rollins. Like Punk cut promos on Seth Rollins and they boo. Even Drew, like he'll cut promos and they'll boo Seth. They love his music.
Yeah.
And I think that if he changed his music, people would boo him. I think his music is over. I mean, Seth Rollins he's cemented himself as being one of the pillars of the WWE.
Oh, absolutely, he is.
Sure,
he definitely is.
But I just the way that they're booking his character is just really, really weird to me. I don't understand it whatsoever, especially since Roman Reigns is going to come back and go after him because he did heelish stuff, and so we're probably going to get Owens versus Zayn either at Elimination Chamber or WrestleMania.
For the 49th time.
Yes, exactly. And then we're going to get Reigns and Seth at Mania. Bill, what?
I don't know. It could be a 3-way there too. We don't know.
Yeah, because
it's not clear. It's not going to be clear until elimination.
Yeah, and I don't like that, man. I don't like that. I mean, we're 2 months out from WrestleMania. We should be marqueeing this stuff now. I mean, this stuff needs to be.
Not going to happen until after Elimination Chamber.
Marquee and stuff like that, and I miss that about wrestling. I don't like that about current state of wrestling, man.
Yeah, but you know, if you look at this, during Las Vegas for 4 or 5 days, the matches don't mean as much as the whole event of being at WrestleMania week.
And that's where I have an issue with.
Isn't that amazing?
That only caters to the hardcore fans.
You think so? Because there are fans that are spending a week in Las Vegas, going to WrestleCon and some of the other shows there.
If you're going to WrestleCon, you're a hardcore fan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
hardcore nostalgia fan.
Yeah, not so much, but those tickets. I mean, you're not going to be a nostalgia fan paying $2,000 for some tickets for WrestleMania. That's for sure, especially for a two day.
It's going to the event. It's like a celebrity event.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Did you say we have some more super chats?
Yes, we do have some more super chats. I was going to get to that. Bill Apter. Rollins $2. Any takeaways from the recent McAfee Hogan convo?
McAfee and Hogan? I don't know if I know about that.
Yeah, Hogan was on McAfee, so you gotta.
On Pat McAfee's show. No, nothing in particular. Hogan kept his line, just saying everything. Hogan it was interesting to see on Monday Night Raw last night, if you're watching this live, that his Real American Beer, they had the Mount Rushmore presidential heads there, and then you see Hogan's head there.
Brother.
Yeah, Hogan's, I talked to him a few days after that whole incident on Netflix, and he said they never sold so much beer after that. It was great, and the booing didn't bother him. But I think that when he laid down and went to bed and thought about it, it bothered him. But yeah, Roland, to answer your question there, it was Hogan. I mean, he was giving all the Hogan type of answers.
Gotcha. I think it's a good assessment.
Oh, Roland again.
$2. It sounded like Russo agrees with Austin is the GOAT. Going back to the Austin versus Hogan, who's the GOAT?
You would have more of a insider view of Russo.
We were talking about that yesterday. He was kind of Rollin, and he stirs the pot quite a bit on the
I love it. Thank you, Rollin.
Believing that Austin is the GOAT over Hulk Hogan. And so he causes some controversy. Respectful. Rollin, I like Rollin. He's a great
Hogan came before Austin, and Hogan, in terms of performer, because it was Hogan and Vince, performer and office. But Hogan's the guy that really revolutionized this into what it's become eventually.
Yes, indeed.
So, yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Rollin would disagree with that, though, because Rollin would believe that the GOAT is Stone Cold Steve Austin, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that's the bottom line, son. And if you want to think that way, you can do it.
Let them know where to find you, my man.
Oh, I thought we had more super chats there.
Nope.
Okay.
All set.
Roland, thank you very much.
Yep.
You can find me at Twitter X at After One Wrestling and on Patreon on Backstage Pass. And you can get my newsletter there. Dr. Chris, you've been getting my newsletter now.
I have.
Yes. I hope you like what it is.
I've read all of them, and
Great.
Typical classic Bill Apter, just continuing to keep my interest.
We're keeping the magazine type of style. Some of it's written in kayfabe. Also, Bob Smith, former PWI editor, writes a column. Nice. Joe Lowry has a rant in there. We've got rankings. As a matter of fact, as soon as we're done here, I got to write the cover story because my deadline Wednesday.
There you go. All right. Be sure to check out those newsletters and
news lovers. Yes, if you love news
as well. Yes, if you love news, absolutely check out his newsletters. Be sure to follow me at Chris Prolific, and my stuff is featured on Backstage Pass as well. Feather Bomb's been releasing a bunch of late breaking news about The Rock. Yeah, The Rock status and stuff about EOL Dr. Wagner Jr., more about him. Got some Orton stuff on there, man.
What is he a doctor of, by the way?
He's a doctor of Lucha Libre.
All right, Lucha Libre numero uno. That I used to love that, by the way, in New York when we used to get the shows from the Olympic Auditorium, how the broadcaster would break into English. There you go. Do you want to quit? Do you want to give up? I used to love that.
Love it. And you can see more of that in his newsletters as he goes back in time. Yes, indeed. This guy right here is Bill Apter. I'm Dr. Chris. Hey, come on, join me right after this show, Pancakes and Power Slams. I want to be talking about the psychology of false hope. Talking about The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 41. Most likely won't happen, but people for still to this day just having the false hope. And I'm going to break that down psychologically, and we're going to have some fun. That's going to be the class for tonight.
I'm a false hope wrestling guy. You know that. That's why I come up with some of those unusual booking
stories. So it'll be great to watch the show tonight about how that can lead to distorted thinking and reality. So
always a pleasure, Dr. Chris, to be with you.
Oh, absolutely. Likewise, man. Just this guy right here, Bill Apter, is one of just the sweetest guys. I like.
Well, thank you.
Just outside of this is gimmicks. We do point counterpoint, and we disagree as a shtick, but outside of all this, man, Bill Apter is a great friend of mine.
Well, likewise, I
love this guy, man. So,
likewise,
national treasure, Bill Apter. Bill Apter, Dr. Chris. This is Unscripted. Have a good night, everybody.
We'll see you at the matches.
So long.